The bit of news we saw yesterday, and it was just a very brief tweet from Calvin Watkins at the Dallas Morning News that said Brian Schottenheimer has acknowledged that there is an open competition at right tackle. The tweet did not say this, but obviously the thought there is then that Terence Steele's job is in competition right now with Nathan Thomas, who has played some at left tackle, came in a little bit at right tackle in the end of the Arizona game, and honestly did not hold his own very well in pass protection. It was a rough look. What are your thoughts on the idea of opening that up as a right tackle competition and how close a look? What do you think that looks like? Is that alternating series or is it just going to be a practice week competition?
You know, the idea in theory right now, if it's a situation where it's alternating series, I don't like the idea. I think Nate Thomas, when he's come into the mix, has played well at left tackle, and we saw at right tackle against the Cardinals, it was not good. It was bad. And I think it was 5 pressures that he had given up in his handful of snaps. And I think Terence Steele, he gives you reliability at that right tackle spot. Reliability is the one thing you have, really needed to rely on here early in the season, because he's been the only guy that has not had to miss some time at some point or another since the start of training camp.
Huge.
That availability is huge, one, but also his run block ability. And Clayton Adams, his influence on this offensive line scheme and this run game scheme, it's allowed Terence Steele to really show off his run block ability. Now, granted, you had to have both. You have to have the run block and the pass protection. Terence Steele has not had the pass protection, and that is eventually what's going to be why he gets replaced, whether that be this year or in the future. But with his run block ability and with the run game lanes that you've been able to pay for Javonte Williams, I think keeping Terence Steele in there right now is the right answer. That's just me. I understand that there's a lot of fans that are done with Terence Steele, ready to move on, and I get it. His pass protection has not been good since he came off of that torn ACL in 2022. But I think you should really look at the tape when it comes to the run block. I think, in my opinion, he's been the second best run blocker up front so far this season, and you have to keep that guy in there.